What's going on, guys? The Crunchyroll Anime Awards are here, and the nominees were revealed yesterday at the time of recording, so I figured let's take a look at them. Now, full disclosure, I'm not very fond of these typically. The things that get nominated and win are typically not what I would have gone for, but I recognize that my typical tastes from the past year in terms of what I liked and what I didn't like is not usually what's reflected by the general populace. But nonetheless, I am surprised by some of the things that got nominated, so I'd like to just go through most of these categories, some more so than others, talk about what made it, what didn't, what I would have personally liked to see, and yeah. So we'll start with the big one that everyone cares about, the one right at the top, Anime of the Year. Now, I am very surprised at some of the things that did not get on here, some of the things that did get on here, and I'm honestly not as confident in what I think will win as I thought I would be. So let's just get right into it. 86, not surprised to see this here. It's not a show I really care for. I just kind of struggle to see the appeal. It just isn't that interesting to me in terms of the story. It feels like a very basic racism story that I don't think does a lot all that different, but I know it's popular. I know the light novel is very popular. I'm not surprised to see it here. What I am surprised to see here is Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1. Now, why am I surprised to see this here? It is Attack on Titan. Now, you typically don't see sequels on the Crunchyroll Anime Awards for Anime of the Year. I think the only time they ever allowed sequels in was back in 2017 with My Hero. And people were not very happy about that, primarily because everyone expected My Hero to win and sweep every category. And to be fair, other than Anime of the Year, it did. But I think there was just such a backlash to it for Anime of the Year that people were able to push Made in Abyss over the top against it. Although it held, Made in Abyss was very popular, and I think most people thought, if not My Hero, then Made in Abyss would probably win. So I'm very surprised to see them put this here. I'm not really sure how I feel about the idea of including sequels. Like, I think sequels deserve to be recognized, but I feel like you're going to create less controversy if you have, like, Anime of the Year, and then Sequel of the Year, and then even like Continuation of the Year, which they've done in the past, just to break everything down, because I don't know how this is going to go over. I don't think people expected to see this here, but I mean, it's Attack on Titan. Like, I'm looking at this and thinking, how could this not be the thing that wins, right? Especially with the second part of the final season airing right now. I didn't expect to see it here, but I don't know how it could lose at this point. But we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go on. The other thing I'm really surprised to see here is Jujutsu Kaisen Core 2. Very stunned that they put something that's the second core of a show. But I'm even more so surprised that they put the show that won last year on the list. You'd think they'd want to avoid the chance of a repeat winner. Now, I don't think it'll win solely because it won last year. I think people might not want to see that and would be more reluctant to vote for it than they would have been last year. But man, why would you even take the chance on this? Not that it's not like good, but I don't know. You'd think they would have barred this from getting in. And I could be completely wrong. Maybe it would win. I mean, it has been a year since it was airing, and, you know, the only thing that's come out is the movie in Japan, which I guess might have sparked some more hype into it, but, you know, most people haven't been able to see that, so I don't know if it's as in the forefront of people's minds as some of the other things on here, so I don't know if it could win, but, like, I have no idea. I really don't know how this is going to do, and I'm incredibly stunned to see it on here. Odd Taxi, I'm not surprised to see this here. I don't think it'll win because even though this is very well liked by the people who've seen it for the most part, I just don't know if it's popular enough to pull out the win. Personally, I thought it was fine. I didn't love it like a lot of other people personally, but it is very, very talked about. I would consider this the YouTuber show of the entries here, and what I mean by that is a lot of the time with these awards, even going back to 2016 with Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju, there's a show that gets on, that is very beloved by YouTubers. And because YouTubers are often included in the judging and the nominations, it's not surprising that shows that are popular among YouTubers would make it in. But usually those shows don't actually win. They get nominated, and I fully expected to see this get nominated, but I just don't know if it would win. Like, I just don't know if it's popular enough. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm underestimating it. You know, I wouldn't be, like, flabbergasted if it won, but I just don't see it happening. This seems like a show that was destined to get nominated because a lot of people who would be involved in the nomination process like it, and plenty of people do like it, but I just don't know if it'd be able to pull it out against the other nominees on here. I just don't know. Next up, Ranking of Kings. Not surprised to see this here. It's Studio Wit. It's airing right now. It's pretty well received. I honestly thought this, initially thinking about this, that it would have a good shot at winning. I don't know if it's popular enough to do it. Maybe I'm underestimating that. It has a lot going for it. Airing right now, being from a studio people generally really like, being well received, but while those are good indicators towards what might win, they aren't everything. And I just don't know if this is popular enough, but I think it has a good shot just because it does have a lot of fundamental good aspects going into it to give it an edge. And then we have Sunny Boy. Now, Sunny Boy, I did not expect. I don't think anybody expected it, but usually there is an unexpected series that makes it in. Last year, Appare Ranman made it in, and nobody really saw that coming. Back in 2016, Joker Game made it in. No one saw that coming. Usually there is an unexpected series that's not very popular that makes it in. And I think that's a good thing because it, highlights series that aren't super well known, but they have no shot at winning. This is the one thing I am absolutely confident in saying this will not win. And personally, I hated Sunny Boy, so I'm not upset by that, but it's just not popular enough or well liked enough. I mean, this was a very controversial series, so it's not winning. But let's talk about what didn't make it on here. So 3 of these, 86 Odd Taxi and Ranking of Kings, I'm not surprised by. And in hindsight, I'm not surprised by the idea of Sunny Boy being here just because normally there's something unexpected. But I don't think anyone else expected Attack on Titan or the second core of Jujutsu Kaisen to be here. What did I expect to be here? I expected to see Vivy, which I'm surprised it's not here because Vivy was pretty well received in a number of ways. I liked it a lot at first. I do think it lost a lot of its luster after episode 6, and while I still like it, I think it should have been better than it was. It reminds me a lot of Recreators, if anyone's seen that, a show that was competent and did what it set out to do, but should have been like one of the best things ever, and just ended up being good but not amazing. That's how I kind of feel towards Vivy, but it was still very popular. And I'm very surprised it did not make it on here. I didn't think it would win because, it came out in the spring, but, and that was just a while ago. But I'm very surprised it didn't make it. To a lesser extent, I'm surprised To Your Eternity didn't get on here. I didn't think that was certain, but, that was a pretty popular show. I don't think it lived up to the hype. And I think a lot of people, including myself, felt like it got worse as it went on and started off really strong and just didn't keep it going. But I'm still a little bit surprised it's not here. I'm a little bit surprised Komi Can't Communicate isn't here, just because that's a popular show, a show I liked personally, that came out in the fall. It wasn't that long ago. You'd think it being fresh on people's minds would get it on here. But the big one, Jobless Reincarnation, is not on here. Now, I did not like Jobless Reincarnation. I didn't despise it, but I didn't really care for it. Not just because of the main character, but because I just don't think the world is very interesting. But that opinion is not the majority. Most people really like that show, and I personally thought not only that it was going to be nominated, but that it was going to win. And I think if it was on here, it probably would have won. Maybe like Attack on Titan would have thrown a wrench in that, but I was fully expecting it to be on here and win. And not seeing it on here is just very stunning. I've seen some people say, oh, maybe it's a conspiracy, Crunchyroll thinks it's too controversial, but like it got nominated for other things. Like maybe that would have some weight if it wasn't anywhere, but it's on other categories. So I don't think that's it, but I am surprised it's not here. So with that all said, I still think Attack on Titan probably has this just because it's Attack on Titan. It's one of the most popular anime ever at this point, and it has the advantage of having its second half airing right now as people are voting. Part of me just isn't entirely confident, mostly because the only other time that a sequel was included was in 2017 with My Hero, and it did lose. But I think there was just such a backlash towards it because everyone thought it was going to sweep everything, and it basically did. That might have been a bit of a unique situation. That and Made in Abyss was like incredibly popular on its own right. I don't know if anything here could dethrone Attack on Titan. I also just don't know what's going to happen with Jujutsu Kaisen. Like I think it has a lot going against it, but it's still Jujutsu Kaisen. It's an incredibly popular show. Maybe there could be an argument that like the group of people that would be most likely to vote for Kaisen would also be more likely to vote for Attack on Titan. Like they might be pulling from the same pool, and maybe that would split the vote there. I don't know, but it's very hard to figure out what's going to win here. Only thing I can say with complete confidence is Sunny Boy is not winning. Like, I could see Ranking of Kings winning because it has a lot going for it, but I'm concerned it's not popular enough. Maybe Odd Taxi could pull it out because its fans might be so dedicated that they really get out and vote. But again, I don't think it's popular enough to actually win. 86 is very popular, but man, is it more popular than Attack on Titan? No, it's not even close. So, if Attack on Titan, like if this entry was not a sequel, just hypothetically, but it still had the popularity of Attack on Titan, I think I would be entirely saying yes, it's going to win. And I do think it's probably going to win. That would be my prediction, but I don't know, like it would be easier to say one way or the other if we had more instances of sequels being included, because then you'd have more past data to look back on, and we really don't. We just have My Hero, and you could argue that like, oh, well, maybe it won't win because people won't want to see a sequel win. But at the same time, is anything here even close to matching its popularity? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I guess Jujutsu Kaisen, but that's also sort of a sequel. I mean, continuation, but still. So yeah. The only other thing I want to talk about briefly is what I personally would have liked to have seen, even though I know these were not likely. So my anime of the year was Non-Non-Biyori Season 3. Had no expectation of that being on here, and of course it's nowhere on here in any of the categories. Not surprised, like Iyashike, especially a sequel, the third season for an Iyashike, like that's just not popular enough among the people who would be designing this, so I get that. Super Cub would have been my second favorite, and of course that's another Iyashike that I'm kind of sad didn't get like anything, but I'm not that surprised. Laid Back Camp Season 3, or Season 2, I mean, that didn't get anything. I would have liked to have at least seen a nod somewhere, but again, not surprised it's not on Anime of the Year. I mean, I didn't expect any of the sequels anyway. Like, I didn't expect things like, Fruits Basket Season 3, or Quintuplets Season 2, or Slime Season 2, or Dr. Stone Season 2. Like, I didn't expect any of them because I didn't expect sequels. With sequels included, I'm kind of surprised, like, Fruits Basket at least didn't make it on here, but it did make it in other categories, so maybe that's why. I don't know, but, yeah, like, I think it'll be Attack on Titan that'll win. As far as what I would vote for, honestly, it might be Jujutsu Kaisen. As much as I don't like it being here because it won last year, that honestly might be what I vote for. Because, like, I don't like Sunny Boy. I hated it. I genuinely one of the worst shows I've ever seen. I haven't seen Ranking of Kings. I'll wait till it's done. Odd Taxi was fine, but, like, I didn't love it. I don't care for 86. So between, like, Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan, I'm going to vote for Jujutsu Kaisen. I liked the very last arc of it where, like, the main characters were investigating in that town, and they had that nice fight with, Nobara and Yuji against those guys. Like, I thought that was the best part of the show, the part of it that I liked the most, and the part that I'd like to see more of going forward if it gets another season. So, like, honestly, yeah, like, as much as I don't like it being here, it's probably what I would vote for. So, yeah, definitely interesting and unexpected choices in there. But let's move on. Best boy. So, of these choices, we have 2 from Tokyo Revengers, Draken and Mikey. I mean, Draken and Mikey are fine. Like, I like them well enough. Probably Draken more so than Mikey, but I don't think I'm going to vote for them. And I certainly don't think they're going to win when they're going to be splitting any sort of Tokyo Revengers vote. Can't speak on Boji from Ranking of Kings. Otakawa from Odd Taxi. Like, I get why he's here. I'm not upset that he's here. He might win. I could see that happening. The guy from horimiya, Miyamura, he was fine. Like, I could maybe see him doing well. I don't think he'll win just because horimiya was from the winter and it's not going to be fresh on people's minds as much as some of the other things. Personally, I'm voting for Senku. I like Senku the most out of all of these. I don't know if he's going to win. Again, like, that was very early in the year. That was winter, but that's who I would vote for. I don't know if there's anyone I really feel like desperately should have been on here. I probably wouldn't have come up with this list exactly, but I don't know if there's anyone I really feel like was snubbed. People might say, Rudy from Jobless, but yeah. Best girl. So we have the girl from 86, who I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name of. I don't care for her or 86. She might win. I mean, she's certainly like the poster child of the show, even though she's like barely in the second half. But yeah, I mean, I could see her winning. Toru is 100% getting my vote. I love Toru. I love Fruits Basket. Maybe she'll win. I don't. Did she win last year, or was she just nominated? I don't even remember. But I'm happy to see her here. Nobara might win as well, just because Jujutsu Kaisen is very popular. Would not be upset if she won. I'm happy to see Sasada here from Kageki Shoujo. I don't think that got nominated for much else, but maybe like one other thing. It's a good show. It's the kind of series that if it doesn't get another season will be difficult to like justify recommending, because it does need more. But it's a good show, and I'm glad to at least see it get some sort of recognition on here. Komi could also win. Popular character from a popular show. I don't think I is going to win from Wonder Egg Priority, because it's fucking Wonder Egg Priority. But, yeah. Personally, yeah, I'm voting for Toru. I am, a part of me is upset there aren't any, no one from Non-Non-Biori, no one from Super Cub. Like, I would have loved to see Reiko on here. Would have loved to see Rin from Laid Back Camp, and I'm not surprised they're not here. I am surprised no one from Quintuplets is on here. Like, personally, my favorite of the girls there is Yotsuba, but I wouldn't have expected her to be here, but I would have thought like Miku because of how popular she is. But I don't think Quintessential Quintuplets got any nominations on here, and I'm genuinely surprised at that, because there are at least a few categories I think it probably deserved it. Best Protagonist. I mean, I'm probably voting for Joe here just to give him a nod. Very cool character. I like Megalobox well enough. I feel like Aaron's probably going to win, but a lot of these are just repeats of the characters nominated for Best Boy and Girl, which I don't particularly like, but it's not surprising. And then, of course, Aaron is also nominated for Best Antagonist, so maybe he'll win both of them. I don't know who I'd vote for here. Maybe Adam. Kiseki doesn't really done enough to justify it. I don't really care about Echidna or Yano. Maybe Shigaraki could win, but I don't know. I think people were generally disappointed with the My Villain arc there, so it would definitely be funny if Aaron won both Best Pro Tag and Best Antag, but I don't think it'd be a good thing if that happened. Best Fight Scene. For me, I think it's pretty easily the Yuji and Nobara fight at the end of Jujutsu Kaisen. I loved that fight. I don't think it's going to win because there's 2 Jujutsu Kaisen fights here. Maybe the Vivy fight will win. There's an Attack on Titan fight. That one's probably going to win. Best director, I don't know. I mean, Shingo Natsume is popular, but I don't know if he would be able to win just because it's, Sunny Boy, and that's not a very popular show. I imagine it's just going to come down to what show's more popular, so probably either Kaisen or Attack on Titan. Best animation could go for a lot of things. I mean, Demon Slayer's here, Jujutsu Kaisen's here, Dragon Maid's here, Jobless is here, Vivy's here. Even Wonder Egg Priority had good animations. Like, all of these are good nominations. I'd probably vote for Vivy, just because I was very impressed with a lot from Vivy in terms of its animations, so that's probably what I would give it to. But like, all of these are good nominations regardless of what wins. The winner could be Demon Slayer, could be a lot of things here. I don't think Wonder Egg or Kobayashi would win, but anything else probably could. Character design, Odd Taxi might win just because it's, unique, but at the same time, Jujutsu Kaisen's on here, Vivy's on here. I could see Vivy taking it. I could see maybe Ranking of Kings, although I feel like most people don't like the character designs that much in that one. Skate's character designs are very, over the top. I don't know if that one would actually pull it out, and I don't think Wonder Egg Priority would. Best score, 86 might get it just because it's Hiroyuki Sawano, but then Demon Slayer also has Yuki Kajira. A lot of things could win here. I don't particularly care what's going to win. Best Japanese performance, I'd probably give it to Otakawa, personally. I haven't listened to most of these in Japanese. I was fine. I think it was the first time that her Seiyu actually did a role, so maybe she'll pull it out, but I'd probably go for Otakawa. His performance was very memorable. For the English one, gotta go for Laura Bailey, though I'd be plenty happy to see David Wald win. He did a very good job as Adam. I'm surprised to see Adam MacArthur here for Yuji. I honestly thought his performance was probably the weakest in the Jujutsu Kaisen dub, though I think it is his very first anime role, so, gotta give him some slack for that. Best OP. The Attack on Titan opening is probably going to win. I don't think the Beastars opening will win just because it's not as well liked as the first season. Jujutsu Kaisen might, but again, I don't think this opening's as popular as the first one. Same thing with Dragon Maid. Odd Taxi, I don't know if that would do it. Tokyo Revengers, that was an okay first opening, the Crybaby opening. I am very surprised Quintessential Quintuplets is not on here. That was a very, stunning opening and a very, earwormy kind of opening. I'm surprised that's not on here. That honestly might be my choice. As far as what'll win, I mean, probably Jujutsu Kaisen or Attack on Titan. Best ending. This one I'm actually very happy about. So, I mean, there's Attack on Titan. I genuinely don't remember that ending. The Beastars ending was fine. There's Demon Slayer. There's the So I'm a Spider, which I didn't watch. I'm very happy to see the Shadows House ending and the Skate ending on here, because those are, I think, far and away some of the best endings we've gotten this year. I would personally go for the Shadows House ones. I like that one a little bit more, but I'm very, very happy to see them at least get nominated. I don't think they'll win, but I'm glad to at least see them get the nod. Best action could go to any of the big shonens. Best comedy, maybe Komi? That's probably what I would vote for. Best drama, I'm glad to see Fruits Basket and Kageki Shoujo here. I think this is the first time To Your Eternity has shown up. Hopefully Fruits Basket wins, but I could see a few things getting it here. Best romance, Fruits Basket here again, which honestly, sure. Horimiya or Komi might get it, though. Best fantasy. So this is, I think, the first thing and maybe the only thing Slime got nominated for, so that's what I'm voting for. Probably gonna go to Jobless, though. It's one of the few things it got. And then best film. I mean, I haven't seen the Soda Pop one. Shirobako movie was Demon Slayer, I mean, it was well animated. I didn't personally like the Evangelion movie, though I could definitely see it winning. I don't know if enough people have seen Bell. I haven't. Josei was fine, so I'd probably go for either Josei or Demon Slayer, but I feel like Ava's going to win. So anyway, interesting awards. Definitely some things I didn't expect, some things I did. But yeah, I mean, the thing to keep in mind with stuff like this is don't let whatever gets nominated or doesn't get nominated, or what wins or doesn't win, affect your opinion all that much. You know, just because the Crunchyroll Anime Awards aren't reflective of what you thought doesn't mean your thoughts are invalid, doesn't mean their thoughts are more valid. You know, just take it all in stride with a grain of salt. This is just one reflection of some people's opinions and not the end-all be-all. So anyway, that's about it. Yeah, it's Crunchyroll. It's the Anime Awards. What do you expect? So that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.